Excellent. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Sagas of the Shimmering Seas. This is the Chosen Few. They're a fun group. We're here to have some fun. It's a good time, as it were, and all that good stuff. Right now, they're in a little bit of a, shall we say, complicated situation. They're at a party, and they're divided into multiple groups. We've got two people who are in a room with the Primarch of Chalestra. Their intent is to mind control him for the Pirate Queen to decurse our dear friend Nova, who was cursed by the Pirate Queen until such time as this party mind controls this person for the Pirate Queen. And then we've got two people sort of outside the room. What's going on with you two? I've forgotten suddenly.
We're just chilling.
You're just chilling, yeah, hoping to help things go well. And then we've got one person upstairs who has been, shall we say, mysteriously transported mentally into other modes of existence, and very, very uncertain about what's going on in their lives, which is exciting and weird and disturbing. Let's check in with this cast of people and see what they want to accomplish today. Let's hear your beliefs. Let's start with Nat playing Narash. I never start with you because you were new for a while, but now I can start with you.
That's good. Yeah, you're putting me on the spot because one of my beliefs I'm not really sure about or want to expand on a little bit. My guiding light is the same. A loner and misfit by nature, Narash is now called upon to perform a crucial mission for Dragma, his home planet. He must learn to be a team player, cultivating new friends and allies, and earning their trust, hoping to ultimately secure help on his quest in the Shimmering Seas and possibly beyond.
Excellent.
Belief number one. Seeing Shadra at the party, Narash's goal is now to capture or kill her, regardless of the outcome with the Primarch. He feels heavy anxiety about the idea of killing his sister, so he will do everything he can to entice her to change her course or capture her.
Sounds good.
Belief 2 is the one that's a little bit incomplete. Or maybe it's complete. It's just it feels a little unfocused. Narash is concerned for the full team and will make sure all his companions are safe if things go sideways at the party.
Yeah. So it's like a protection belief, is what you're thinking. You want to keep everyone safe. Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
Look for a way to protect people. Look for a way to protect people that spends resources or puts you at risk or something like that. That makes that, I think, valuable. Sure, I'll take that. Cool. Nika playing Celexa.
Okay, so my first belief. Oh, sorry. My first belief is about Narash specifically, which we kind of have this like complicated relationship, and he's sort of kind of passively expressed like discomfort or distrust to her, and I think that she's like kind of trying to get over herself and take that seriously, and so she wants to convince him that he can trust her by the end of the night.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. And then the second belief, I just feel like, so I had this music thing going on, which I think might come back, but I feel like in the situation, the way that we cut things, right?
Yeah.
With the Primarch like right in front of her, I think Celexa is going to be like really focused on getting the mission done and getting this curse off of Nova.
Yeah, that sounds like a great choice. You know, frequently characters frequently have more than two beliefs. It's just that we're choosing which ones we want to focus on right now. So
I think that's going to be primary for her at the moment.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in your face. Solve that problem. Excellent. Speaking of cursed people, Nova.
Well, my guiding light is the same. I'm going to throw myself into danger to protect my friends. My belief number one is that I'm happy that we're kind of figuring out a Masha side of breaking down the curse, but I'm also going to try to assist Narash and Celexa with the Primarch plan, whether that be distraction or protection or something else. And then my belief two is Nova is concerned with the radio silence from Thea, and she will do what she can to find out and help as needed.
Excellent. That's awesome. I love that. Excellent. Well, that mentioned Thea. So, Ami, tell me about your stuff.
All right, so my guiding light is the same. Want to get close to the team, get the team close.
And yet here you are, so isolated from them and alone.
I am, yeah,
Visions of something or other.
in my own world. My first belief, I think I want to keep it the same to help with the curse.
Mhm.
So in this instance, do whatever she can to get the brainwash thing on the Primarch. Belief 2, last time it was an unfinished one where I wanted to get something good from snooping upstairs. But now that I'm going through this like death spiral in my head,
Mm.
I think Thea wants to find the person who did this to her
Mm.
and
Just find them.
find them. I think somehow get them back.
Mm.
Get back at them.
We've got a little mini vengeance quest from Thea.
A
going
little,
on.
yeah.
Mini vengeance quest. Okay. Interesting. I'm just curious, jumping into the deep end here before we even get there, but Narash, do you know how you'll feel if Thea kills your sister?
I feel deeply conflicted and really not upset at Thea, but upset at the loss of speaking to Shadra and trying to figure things out.
Yeah, just curious. Okay, and last but not least, John, Timothy.
All right. Well, my guiding light, as always, is Timothy abhors the loss of innocent life. He will jeopardize himself and the mission to save even one life. And speaking on that, number one, Timothy is worried about Mela Stepwise. Once the party is over, assuming we make it out alive, he will go to check on her again, hopefully aided by a member of the party with healing magic or poison and or antidote knowledge. And number two, last time we went to a party, Timothy contributed to royally messing things up. Timothy will prove he can restrain his goody two-shoesiness and get his hands dirty by helping the team with the brain plot, no matter what.
Excellent. Cool. Okay, let's dive on in. So, Thea, can you do me a favor before we fully dive on in? Can I get a D10 from you? I'm going to ask for a follow-up roll, but I just need a random generator right now, and you're the one who's going to... Oh, Nika, sorry.
I just wanted to make sure did everybody level up?
Oh my
That
God,
happened,
we leveled
right?
up. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I forgot that we leveled up.
Oh,
That's so cool. Awesome. Well, let's go around and say what everyone got. Thank you so much, Nika. I take it back. I want to do that first. Never mind. Don't roll that random number generator on me. Nika, you hit what level in what class?
Gosh, what is it? We are at level
10.
Level 10? Okay,
Yeah.
so I just took my 7th level in Bard.
Okay, and what did you get?
And the big thing at that level is 4th level spells. So I picked up Dimension Door for that.
Always good.
And yeah, exactly. Which feels like that might come into play tonight. We'll see. I feel like that's pretty much it.
Usually when you get a new spell level, that's all you get. Because it turns out spells of a higher level are really powerful. And so it should be about what your class is about a little bit. So
Exactly.
It would not surprise me if that is it. Although of course you also got some hit points. Nova, level 10.
Well, I got some more hit points and I just broke 100. So that's fun. And the other thing that happened is my superiority die went up from D8 to D10.
Oh, because you didn't do enough damage, I say. Yeah, excellent. Do you get a new Battle Master maneuver when you do that too?
I don't remember seeing that, but I will double check.
I would double check for that. I might be wrong, but I thought in my memory every time you leveled up your whatever, you got a new Battle Master maneuver too, but maybe I'm wrong. John playing Timothy.
All right. Well, I didn't get too terribly much, but I got a new favored terrain. And I realized I didn't take the other two. So now my favorite terrains are coast, swamp, and forest, which is very fitting for Timothy, I think.
Yeah, feels good to me.
It's good. And I also got hide in plain sight, which sounds hilarious.
Mm.
I can spend 1 minute to camouflage myself with mud, dirt, and other foresty goodies.
Yeah, we'll expand that, of course, to include beachy goodies, right? You could just as theoretically spend a minute to bury yourself in the sand, just as easily, or the ocean, or whatever you want to, whatever seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Is Timothy gonna fashion a ghillie suit for the party tonight? Is that
Maybe. Yeah, made of like champagne flutes and like tinsel.
Yeah.
well? Yeah. Well, I was thinking like garnish from the past appetizers.
Oh, look, olives.
I'll take it. Works for me. Nat, I saw that look of panic on your face. Did you level up?
I did not, and so
Excellent.
I'm very quickly looking through this. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
So it seems like on first glance, I get another 5th level spell. I noticed that I
Yep, that's true. And then you are a moon druid, correct?
correct.
So you also can add to your wild shapes, shape shifting into elementals, air elementals, earth elementals, fire elementals, or water elementals.
Ooh, that's exciting.
I will add those to you later, but I haven't added them yet. But if you do them, I have the stats, so no big deal.
I noticed also something about getting immunity to poison and to charmed and some things. If I'm reading from the right source, Nature's Ward. It seems like.
Let me take a look and see what that says. Nature's Ward. Let me find that. That would be a different type of druid. That would be a land druid.
Got you.
You are a moon druid. So you get to shapeshift into elementals.
I'll take it.
No worries. Excellent. And then Ami. Thea.
So as a rogue, I got ability score improvement. So I brought up my wisdom and my intelligence.
You chose raising 2 stats rather than raising 1 stat by 2 or taking a feat.
Yeah.
All good choices. I approve. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I should probably open Roll20 while I'm here. Okay. Thank you, Nika, for reminding me of that. I always like doing that because I like hearing what you guys can do. And it's also a good time to just check in and make sure that you're giving yourselves the right stuff. Here we go. This game. I have so many games in my Roll20. Okay. Excellent. Thea, could you please roll me a d10?
Sure will. 10.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, yeah, can you roll a d6 for me?
4.
So there you are upstairs, having a little bit of a freak out. Looking around, looking at the various people, and suddenly it feels like through the walls, you can see the stars above you. You look out and you just see the constellations, and they're shining brightly and they twinkle, and they seem to be like looking at you, and like you're feeling them, and you're looking and you see your constellation, the Basilisk constellation. And the Basilisk constellation, it's this sort of archaic shape of a basilisk if you trace out the stars, as you know. But suddenly the basilisk's head turns and stares right at you. And just like a basilisk would, you feel yourself go still, as if you had been turned to stone. And then it sticks out its long tongue. And then as its tongue returns to its celestial starry form, it just blinks out of existence entirely.
Can I tell where I physically am? Do I still feel like I'm in the room?
Yeah, can you roll a perception check for me?
Sure.
Hmm. Yeah. You can sort of feel that there's like a table next to you that you're kind of leaning on right now. It's probably like a chest high table for socializing at, rather than a waist high table for sitting at or whatever. So it's probably like a lean table. No one seems to be checking on you. There's voices everywhere. People keep talking, and it's a little bit chaotic, and there's a lot going on. Sound is a little bit overwhelming to you right now.
I think Thea's just like, whoa, 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 and like seeing the basilisk just like hisses at it.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And so you hiss at this creature, and someone like comes up to you and like puts their hand. Hey, you okay? You okay?
What? Uh, where? Wait, who are you?
And suddenly your eyes like snap to focus, and you see this person. It looks like a older human woman, clearly wrinkled, probably in their 80s, maybe 90s, um, and very friendly, and just sort of looks at you and squints and says, I'm here, I'm right here. Where are you? Are you okay?
I like kind of grab her collar. I died. I
She
died.
looks at you and she says, you're right here, and you ain't dead yet, Missy. And her eyes start crying rubies.
Whoa, whoa. Is this normal? Do you need a tissue?
Depends on what you do with them.
I reach out and I touch the ruby.
Yeah. So you pick up the ruby and you bring it back and you look at it, and your fingers are covered in blood.
Uh, like I try to stand up.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So you sort of struggle your way to your feet, and find yourself like this room is so big and enormous, and we get that sort of effect of like things are closer and further than they appear simultaneously. Nothing's right where it should be. People are sort of starting to look at you concernedly. Someone just sort of walks up to you and splashes water in your face, and
Ah!
yeah, it feels like really sharp and aggressive rain just ramming physically into you. And you pull your hand away, and it's gold colored, the water on your fingers.
I taste it.
Yeah, it tastes like the sun.
Wow. Tastes so warm. I look around if I see any familiar faces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your mom's there.
I didn't know you'd be here.
Didn't know what?
I didn't know you ever left the village.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. I don't know what's going on.
You've been gone.
Oh, you finally noticed.
What?
I was gone for a long time. Wait, what? Why are you here?
How long you been gone?
I don't know, couple months. You never noticed when I did anything.
What's your question then?
Why why are you even here, Mom?
I'm not here. This is all in your head.
Uh, I try to sit back down.
Yeah, so you try to sit back down, but there's no chair there, and you just plop heavily onto the floor. There's a loud thump, and the people are sort of looking at you strangely. Um,
Ah,
a very plump and round halfling comes towards you. It reminds you of Samo, who you met once before, in a house in the woods. on a journey. And he looks at you. You okay?
Samo? No.
Yep.
Oh. I still have your fork.
Is it doing you good?
I haven't used it yet.
Wonder if
But
it'll come in handy.
it should come in handy. Thanks, Samo.
You doing okay there, Thea?
No, I'm doing really bad. Everything's weird. And
That is very true.
I try to touch him.
Yeah, so you touch him, you reach out, you touch his face. It's there.
Are you real?
I don't think you understand the question that you were asking.
Are you here?
No.
Oh, man. Where did she go? Where's that lizard lady?
Is that really the question you want to ask when you have an opportunity like this?
Are you offering me something?
No, I'm not offering you anything. I think that you just happen to have a chance here.
Oh, Samo, Samo. How can I get this to stop? You know.
You have to wait it out.
Oh. I've been waiting so long already. I died like 900 times.
It's a lot of times to die. Were you ever eaten by a bear?
3 times.
Bears are scary.
You should try being eaten by a dragon.
I did that once. It wasn't very fun.
It wasn't fun for me either.
But at least the dragon sort of like engulfs you and eats you, you know? The bear, it's like piece by piece, you know?
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Mm.
They start from your toes. You just gotta watch the whole thing.
Why don't you come with me and sit down in this corner? Okay? We can ride this out together.
Okay. I go with him.
Yeah, and he guides you somewhere and sits down. You feel a cool wall behind you and a cool floor beneath you. And his hand is on your shoulder. Just sort of patting you there. Cut to inside the room with Magley Black Eyes. So the Primarch has made a big announcement about going to try and make peace with the members of the Kava. Of course, the members of the Kava are fake. We have, in fact, Narash in disguise and Celexa in disguise. And they are here. And he closes the door behind him to room 8 and looks at the two of you, and his smile just turns off. The politician is gone. And he looks at you two, and he says, "What is this about? I wasn't expecting another emissary from your people for at least a month."
Sorry, just a minor point that Nephany is there as well.
Excellent point. Yeah.
And before we continue, could you give us a layout of the room and exactly who?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. So the room is relatively small-ish. It's probably 20 foot by 20 foot. There's a long lounge couch on one side that is very elegant. There's a window that is covered by curtains and is framed in squares. There's a liquor cabinet on one side as well for guests, and several chairs scattered about the room. There's also a bookcase against the side wall. And if you had had a chance to inspect the bookcase, you have discovered that the books are fake.
And how many people are with Black Ice?
Just him. Him and the three of you.
I say, well, we received some information that moved up the schedule of our diplomatic visit. So it seems that you may have been consorting with a few off-worlders, and perhaps we have something to discuss in that regard.
Celexa breaks in and says, I'm terribly sorry. What the I think what the emissary is trying to say, sometimes his common is a little not so good. What the emissary is trying to say is that we were sent with an official proclamation from the Kava, and it's we were sent here on a short timeline. It's very urgent that we read it in order to curtail any further aggression.
Roll a deception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Can I even it out with my enhance ability?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your enhance ability is already on. Surely you're aware that no proclamation is going to even out this situation. We've already had this discussion. I don't know what is hoped to be gained here by you and your people.
Well, you see, there have been lots of lives lost on both parts of this this unfortunate war. So, what we would like to speak to you about is, first of all, giving this proclamation showing our newfound friendship, or perhaps just we'll call it an entente. And meanwhile, perhaps we could discuss what could be of both of our benefits with regard to these off-world or this off-worlder.
And if I may interject, I know that you who are not of the Kava may not always understand our ways, but the intent of the proclamation is to deliver a story. We wish you to know about the recent history in the Kava and the events that have transpired. And as you know, as you may be aware, stories are very important to our people, and we wish to relay one to you so that you may understand what it is that we need.
Why aren't you communicating with me in the normal fashion?
We didn't think that you would listen.
Haven't I always listened? Who are you representing? What faction?
We are here on behalf of Nuja.
Nuja. You see his mind thinking. And he's like, Nuja has separate goals than the Kava itself. Isn't she just the leader of the Kari or whatever their organizing body is called?
Do you not? I'm sorry. I think this might be another misunderstanding between one from the Kava and one who is not. Do you, as a leader, not have your own separate goals from that of your kingdom?
No, my will is my kingdom.
Oh, well, perhaps it is just a difference between cultures.
It is a fracture, a weakness that you propose to exists where I saw none. Very well. Tell me what this is, what Nuja wants. How can I help the leader of the Kari when she is not the leader of the Kari?
Well, as I said, we have a message in the form of a story, and we must. And once we have delivered the message, we believe that you will understand.
He looks at you, and then like sort of looks up and past you for a second, and you see his lips move, almost as if he's speaking silently.
I pull out the tablet and say, "My dear man, we're talking about so many small details. We're about to embark on the greatest connection our two nations have had in the history of the planet. Shall we just read this, and I think you'll understand better?"
Of course, emissary, please read the story to me. Is it long? Should I sit?
It'll only take a minute or so.
Please have a seat. The emissary will read, and I will translate.
Yeah. He goes and grabs a chair and pulls it over, so that he is sitting in a chair directly in front of the door. So there's no way for you guys to leave the room without going through him.
I want to look over at Celexa, seemingly unconcerned, but like looking over, then kind of casting my eyes over at the place that that Black Ice was looking when he was moving his lips.
Yeah. Why don't you roll a perception check for me? You notice that the carpet, the rug that you're standing on, has some hairs that are going the wrong way, as if someone had stepped there. You didn't see anyone step there, and whoever did clearly had, shall we say, a very large and round foot rather than a normal shaped foot.
I once again kind of cast my eyes towards the carpet from Celexa's, from looking at Celexa, trying to show her kind of what I'm seeing going on.
Yeah. Do I notice his?
If he's trying to communicate with you silently, you can definitely pick it up.
Okay. So, and as we begin, of course, our sub assistant, Nefa, will do the interpretive dance for this story.
Neffany looks at you and like, what? Like just in sheer terror. Yeah, absolutely. She'll do what you say, though, of course.
Okay.
All right. I draw myself up and launch into reading the tablet.
And Celexa is going to attempt to tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like several rolls here at once. Celexa, I would like you to roll a performance check. Neffany, Nova, if you could roll a performance check for Neffany. I think she's a +3. And Celexa, I want you to actually tell your story, because I think I'm curious to hear what sort of story you're going to pretend this is. And then Narash, first and foremost, I want you to roll I want you to spend a spell slot, because it's going to take magical energy to do this. I think it needs to be 3rd level or higher. The higher spell slot you use, the more likely that it'll be successful.
Okay. Well, I have a sort of fallback plan for my 5th level spells, so I'm going to use a 4th level spell.
Seems like a great call to me. I approve. And then I would like you to roll a Arcana check. I believe you are currently still inspired by um, our. I think you're still sitting on an inspiration that you have from last game from Alexa. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Nika. Sorry. So you still have that as well, but I'm going to need an Arcana check. Okay.
I just rolled it, and it's rather it's 8.
An 8. If you would like to add a D8 to that, you should feel free to do so.
I would very much like to do that.
Pops it up to a 15. Cool. Let's check on these performances.
So
Nova,
I wanted to mention that I don't just
go for it.
because it might help. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
intending also to use my Glamour Bard enthralling performance.
Oh yes, that will absolutely 100% help in this circumstance. 100%.
So, and just to remind people how that works, if you perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, or dancing. And I'm hoping that telling a story can count as reciting a poem.
100%. Yeah.
So at the end of the performance, basically anybody who has been listening to me makes a saving throw, a wisdom saving throw, or is charmed by me for an hour. They speak glowingly to anyone who idolizes me, speak glowingly of me to anyone, and hinders anyone who opposes me for an hour.
Yep.
So I'm not assuming that it'll be easy for.
Yeah, no. This is actually really clever.
Okay.
And will cause me some problems, which are good for you.
So I'm going to go ahead but do you still want me to roll that performance check?
Yes, I still want you to roll that performance check. Okay. This is to aid in Narasha's spellcasting.
Okay.
Beautiful. So let's see. Nefini got a 9. Narash got a 15. That pops you up to 24. And then a 26 from our bard there. That pops us up to 50. Excellent. That is good. Cool. So this performance is going on. Let's go check out what's happening in the hall while this performance is going on before we come up with a resolution of this. So Nova, Timothy, how you guys doing?
Doing okay.
Just vibing.
What are you doing?
I think I'm probably like kind of nervously glancing at Timothy. Be like, what? I don't know. I start talking to one of the guards.
Yeah. Any guard in particular, or one of the guards inside the room?
Someone who's nearest the door.
Yeah, absolutely. The guard looks at you, nods.
Hey, so it must be pretty cool guarding a king. I mean, Primarch, huh?
Yeah, so she looks at you. She's got sort of stoic eyes. She's human, and she's tall. And so she looks at you and she says, "It's a living, and I'm doing it right now."
Cool. I used to be a guard.
I'm sure you were very good.
Yeah, I was pretty good. And I basically just kind of like talk to her and try to distract her from what's going on inside the room.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, roll a deception check.
Oh my gosh, it's a 20.
Nice. Yeah. So you get her talking. And like at first she's a little standoffish. She's a little bit like, I'm supposed to be doing my job right now, but like you are pretty good at relating to her actually. She's like, yeah, I was a guard. Oh man, there was this assassination attempt against my boss. And I had to take an arrow for that. It was awesome. I mean, it sucked, but the wound's pretty cool. Here, she pulls up part of her leather armor and shows you a scar that she's got on her rib cage.
No way! I show her like a huge scar on my arm, and it's like, we just like start swapping scar stories. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So while Nova's doing this, Timothy, what are you doing?
I think Timothy's going to like pick up on what Nova is doing, and he's going to start chatting up one of the other guards, but in a different route, like a different feel. He's gonna say, it's some nice chainmail you got there. You know, it looks a lot like a particular scale on a fish. Well, it's not a local fish. You might have heard. I did a dissertation on this type of fish. You know, they come in a lot of different varieties. This one particular species of fish, they've been separate on multiple different countries, right?
Sir, I'm I'm here to do a job.
Yeah, sure, a job, of course, yes. Yeah, I know all about jobs. Once I worked a job as a longshoreman. Put myself
I'm not
through
a guest
college.
at this party, sir. Perhaps you should consider speaking to someone more appropriate.
Oh, you know, I would like to speak to someone more appropriate, but you're here. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, longshoreman. Well, it was 20 years ago.
Roll a deception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just like tunes you out and starts ignoring you, focusing on the world around. You see him as he's like calculating like distances to exits and various things.
I think why I'm just gonna keep bothering him and keep an eye out for other people.
Yeah. So Thea, upstairs you are, and Samo's sitting next to you, and the world is slowly stilling. And as it does, Samo looks at you and says, "Thea, well, you're almost out of the woods, or into the lion's den, whatever you want to say." I'm not gonna stick around.
Oh, you're gonna leave?
I have to.
Oh. Well, thank you for holding my shoulder. That was really nice.
Of course. You've got good character.
You've got nice skin. Touch his face again.
Thank you. It's a little fuzzy right now, but thank you. It's got a little growth of barely, maybe didn't shave in the last couple of days, that sort of thing. And if you ever want tea, let me know. And he pats the front of your shirt just like twice and disappears. And as he does, the party snaps back into focus.
Where am I?
Yeah. You are sort of you're on the top floor still, but you're in one of the back rooms on the top floor. And people have sort of been like coming in and looking at you and then deciding, let's not hang out in the room with a crazy person in the corner who's shouting at themselves. You're there now. This would be, just to be like very candid, this would be like a perfect makeout spot in a party like this,
Okay, so I'm interrupting a lot of
people wanting to be necking, but there's plenty of good makeout spots at a party like this.
Yeah,
that kind of party.
So I think once I come to, get my bearings, and first of all, I try to figure out how long I was tripping for, and then I want to find everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Okay.
In realities.
Yeah.
It started partway through last session, obviously, and I think you are coming to just as things are about to heat up downstairs. So the 1 minute long spell is in process. Whether you are aware of that or not, that's a different question. So you want to try and find other people?
Yeah. If
Yes.
I'm on the
Mhm.
upper, on like the balcony, can I
Yeah.
just look down and see like?
Absolutely, yeah. So you look down and you see Nova successfully chatting with the guard, friendly, and Timothy like awkwardly chatting with the guard, and the guard just sort of looking around. The guard just sort of takes one glance and looks at you appraisingly, and then moves its head, and then looks on to the next thing, and looks on to the next thing, and looks on to the next thing.
I think I make a connection with Timothy. And hey, Timothy, I'm up here.
So then I said to the fisher, oh, sorry, wrong person. Yes.
Am I too late?
No, I believe it just got underway.
Okay. I'm gonna lurk around a little bit. But
Lurking is good. Make sure there aren't any people sneaking in or anything.
Okay. So I think I go down to the first floor and subtly keep my eye on the room, on the door.
Yeah, everything feels a little sluggish to you still. You're no longer tripping, but you are going to suffer from the effects of the poisoned condition. So you are poisoned.
Okay.
And you are now aware of that because you're trying to move around and exist in the world like that. Roll a perception check at disadvantage for me.
Ooh, 8.
Excellent. Okay. Back in the room. The Primarch is listening to the story. Nika, what story is Alexa telling?
So Alexa is telling a story about a prophecy. And the story kind of starts with by alluding to the dark history in the Kava of the of interference from other worlds, and how a prophecy came about for a group of outsider heroes to come and do one thing, but it ended up actually being about something else entirely. And how this group of outsiders came and they forced the Kava to confront their long-held fears about what it meant to be open to the universe and open to to aliens and things like that, and fundamentally changed their society forever. And about how that prophecy, it's the way it was kind of deceptive and twisted and fulfilled in an unexpected way, is something that was beyond the control of the Kava, and it truly seemed to be the will of the gods that they should send these marvelous, incredible heroes to come and subvert the world order and open up the skies.
Beautiful. Okay. So a couple things happen here simultaneously. First of all, he sees what it is that you are attempting to do with this glamour.
Mhm.
But because of that, he is focused on that, and he fails to see what you are trying to do with the mind controls, the curse that's going on. So he spends a legendary resistance to avoid your glamour.
Okay.
But it turns out that your glamour is enacted at the exact same moment that the mind control curse is, and he can only legendarily resist one of them. He knows what you're doing, so he's going to resist that and doesn't know about the other thing. So at this point, he is now officially cursed by, well, a pirate queen, Oceana. Now, he stands up after this beautiful performance, and he looks around at each of the three of you and who have done your parts, and he looks at you, Celexa, and says, "You tell the story beautifully. Now, I have a message for you to pass on back to Nuja."
Gladly. I will gladly do so.
You and the emissary here, of course. You tell her that I know what the Kavad did. I know their secret shame. You tell them that I know the value of this planet.
I um because Selexa is actually just going to look to Narash as the official emissary. It seems like this would be appropriate for him to answer.
Yes, you do know the value of this planet indeed, and it's growing very rapidly. So, now that we've offered you this story, enacting peace between our two nations, if you so choose, let's talk about some details.
Oh,
We know.
we're not going to make peace.
Well, perhaps you'd like to hear what I have to say first. We know that you've been working with an off-worlder, and we know that you have access to a new resource. Congratulations, I'm sure that must feel very empowering.
Which off-worlder are you referring to?
Oh, come on, let's not play games. We know who we're talking about here.
I honestly do not. Which one of my many choices offends the Kava?
The one that brought you a new resource. Please, we don't need to play games about this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you see him, like, his eyes dart around the room and sort of thinks a little bit. Then he looks back at you.
Mr. Black Ice, I think you would agree that we all have spies in various nations. It's no offense to you, and we don't take offense that you spy upon us. But we have certain information, so let's talk about it.
Shadra?
Indeed, thank you. It's nice to put cards on the table, isn't it? It's just a huge catharsis for everybody.
What's your interest?
Well, we know what she's offered you. We know what you have access to because we also have access to it. And we also have access to those off-world who have interest. So, they could play our planet for fools, or we could work together and have a more powerful position.
This foolish our planet tact that you keep on trying to take with me as members of the Kava. You always are saying that. It's our planet, it's our planet. Well, screw you.
Do you have so little vision, Mr. Black Ice? Really? I mean, what will happen once, let's say, a powerful entity from off-world begins to invade, and they have far more resources than our planet could ever have? You really think they'll bow to you?
Well, if that occurs, I would think that I would need allies to help me. And he smiles.
That would be wise, indeed.
And if that happens, it would be best, I would think, if people weren't arguing internally against me, don't you think?
I'm not seeing your point.
A unified front, isn't that what you always preach?
Yes, a unified front.
Well, is the Cabal willing to unify behind me?
Behind you, I see. Aha. Well, perhaps we were thinking more along the lines of a more equitable and peaceful union. But in order to
Not
get
after all that you've done.
Well, look, as you know, in order to take your response back to the Kava, we will need at least many weeks, a few months. I'm willing to take your message back, but first it would be important for us to be in touch with Shadra.
Pauses for a second, thinks about it, and then says, well, I'm glad we've had this time to talk. Then he reaches out to shake your hand, Narash.
And I bow to him.
Trying to shake your hand. His hand's still holding out there.
I bow to him again.
He nods. And he looks at Celexa. Reaches out to shake your hand as well.
Celexa is going to take her cue from Narash, and she is going to also bow deeply.
He nods. Says, seems you've learned something. And then his face sort of contorts in fear and like shock. And he drops a dagger from his sleeve into his hand and stabs himself in the gut and screams in pain, drops the dagger on the floor. Everyone outside the room now hears the Primarch scream, ah, help! Help! Assassins! Assassins from the Gavah! Assassins from the Gavah! The guards immediately slam open the door. One of the guards immediately slams open the door. The other one has like put their stuff down and like suddenly like goes down to start grabbing it and doing and like trying to pick it up. And one of the guards just charges into the room with a long spear.
Well, that diplomatic mission went a little bit sideways. Are we like going into initiative, or do we get a response here?
You can respond.
Good Lord, what's happened? Wait, the man just went insane, right?
The emissary stabbed me. It was the emissary from the Gavah. He stabbed me. Get me out of here. And crowds start to gather, coming around. Guards start like charging through and shoving people to the side. Timothy, Nova, you guys are the ones who are there immediately.
I head towards our gear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're charging for the gear. Okay. Timothy, what about you?
I'm gonna do a quick look at the two emissaries.
I say one more thing.
Oh, no. Sorry. Wait, hold on, everyone. This is a ruse.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna believe you, I don't think. But I'll take a persuasion check at disadvantage with a high DC. Sure.
Nat 20, go for it.
Double nat 20s is what we need here.
Double nat 20s, you said.
Well, I don't know. Depends on your persuasion modifiers. I don't know what it is.
It's no.
Oh,
Flexa, go for it.
Will it change the situation if when he says that, Celexa Celexa drops her disguise?
Would it change? I mean, yes, it changes the situation. You're asking, would it change the role?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm trying to make it seem like more convincing that that he's saying that something is up with the emissary, and then if the emissary's assistant suddenly reveals herself to be not who somebody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, I mean, so the problem is that like you're trying to confuse, like you're trying to take a situation that's relatively clear and confuse it a little bit more, rather than clarify it more.
Well, trying to, in a way, trying to actually, in a way, actually trying to clarify it, because right now, like it's set up in a way where
You want to take the blame onto yourself and away from the Kava is the idea.
exactly. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
And in fact, also maybe she might shoot a meaningful look to to sorry, Narash as well, and just like like trying to say like, do you want to maybe you want to looks like something that's not a Kavanian ambassador.
Well, do I have? I've drunk a potion, right? So do I have? Am I in charge of when that ends?
Yeah, you can end the potion's effects. Yeah, you have that ability, but you can't.
But you also
can't turn it on and off. Right.
You also have your wild shape.
Yeah, also wild shape. That's a good option too.
Oh man. Okay. I will. What's our story? I will revert to myself.
Okay.
And I think that Celexa is going to she's going to activate Mantle of Majesty for the first time.
What does this do?
She basically so it's a bonus action. And she can cast command once per turn as a bonus action. And she basically like takes on an extra sort of unearthly and imposing appearance that makes other people want to serve her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so she's going to try and sort of draw more attention to herself.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And she's going to start. She's going to start making like the guard who's closest to her. She's going to tell him to grovel.
Yeah, absolutely. So the guard who's closest to you, as you're turning on your Mantle of Majesty, looks and says, "No, they're not even from the Kava. They're spies of some sort, or," and then immediately falls to the ground and starts groveling. "Please forgive me, deity, high power, great being. Please spare me. And another guard, the more guards start coming in.
How many? About how many are in the room now?
During this whole thing, you're seeing this chaos.
What?
Thea, what are you doing during this whole thing?
I think seeing them transform and drop their disguises, I'm just gonna go into the room. So I'm gonna use my psychic teleportation and just appear in between Narash and Celexa.
Okay. Yeah. So now there's 4 people in the room, 2 people outside the room. So this is a very fancy party with lots of rich and fancy people, many with their own personal guards, as well as the guards that were hired by the party itself. We've established this being well defended place. From that perspective, realistically, I think at this point we have a couple different options. um, attempt to escape or attempt to violently fight your way out and kill most of the nobles of the Chalestran society. Right now, it's just there's like a lot of people coming towards you, and I'm not saying that you couldn't do it. You certainly could. You guys are very powerful, but it does strike me as like the ways out are like just running like mad and hoping you escape, or extreme violence in a place where it would be relatively inappropriate. Right now, with the way the rules have gone, if you give up and surrender, I'm not saying you should, but if you surrender, 4 of you would be taken in. Nova would be free because of Nova's successful deception check. Timothy would be seen as one of the co-conspirators. He was attempting to distract a guard, and the guard knows that. There's a way that we could mitigate that circumstance. If that guard is gone, then that solves that problem. Nova's guard, though, just thinks of Nova as being like another guard who like was just like friendly. So Nova, because Nova's role was successful, very successful. So that's sort of the situation I see us in now. I think we should take a break and discuss what we want to do, if that's okay with everyone. If does that sound reasonable?
Sure.
Excellent. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sagas of the Shimmering Sea. This is the Chosen Few. We are in quite a tense situation, which we are going to resolve in just a moment. But before we do, I want to take a moment here, as I like to do at the top of the second half of every show, to encourage you, yes, you, human that is watching this, to look for a way to take care of others in the world. I don't know what that means for you. I never will, in some ways, know what that means for you exactly. But by virtue of the fact that you are a person, you have the ability on some level to help other people or other creatures. Help a cat. There's a cat on screen right now. Help that cat. But find a way to support and aid the people in the world around you. It is a very difficult world for existence in. It is also the only world for existence in that we currently know with any certainty is a thing. So do what you can to protect it and the people within it and to aid us all as best you can. So please think about what that means for you today. As always, I also like to promote some of the other shows that we got on this channel. We've got 3 shows currently running on this channel. That's this show, which you are watching right now. This is Sunday afternoons, mornings, at noon, Sunday at noon Pacific Standard Time. We also have a classic dungeon crawl on Thursday mornings. They're digging through an ancient burial tomb and figuring out the secret history of their part of the world. And oh yeah, it's also the same world as this one. Oh yeah, and also they awoke a very powerful lich that may or may not be hell-bent on destroying the world, and also may be the reincarnation of the god of death. I don't know, something like that. Some sort of whatever figure like that. Reincarnation is the wrong word. Shifted form of the god of death of Priam. So that's what's going on Thursday mornings, and then Thursday evenings, because yes, I run more than one game in a day. We've got a show that is called The Assassination of Primarch Magley Black Eyes. Yes, a whole show that's dedicated to killing the fool that just stabbed himself in the chest. And they're working very, very hard on that, but also simultaneously they are investigating a secret, forbidden, hidden city lost to time and demonic influences at the center of the Maelstrom, and are seeking to find a way to alleviate the stress and free the people within it. All good stuff. So come check out some of our other content. Some of the people who are in those shows are in chat right now, and they are probably happy to tell you about them more than I am. One of them is even, I think, making a snide remark about something that I said about them and their character. I apologize. Okay. So let's see. We have a room that has one double window behind it. It's a smallish room, and it's very crowded right now. We have on the floor of that room a man, a Primarch with a gut wound. We have in that room a soldier that is groveling, as well as Celexa is in that room currently. Nephany is in that room currently. Narash is currently in that room, all in their original forms. And a rogue has just teleported into that room. Also in that room is some sort of invisible creature, as we sort of alluded to, but I will make even more blatant there. Immediately outside that room, we have guards, we have Nova, we have Timothy, and we have a crowd of people and more guards. Oh, did I mention the guards? I should say, and more guards. This is a large and chaotic environment with lots and lots of things going on. So I think what I'm going to do for organizational purposes is roll initiative. Is that appropriate to people? Not that this is a combat situation necessarily, but just to organize who's going when and give people roughly similar length turns. Does that seem like a fair thing to do?
Sure.
Excellent. Guards are going to go on 15, and civilians will go on 10. That is what is going to happen. So I'm going to add an initiative tracker. What map did I leave you guys on? Because obviously there's no map here. Oh, good. I left you on a map. Okay, we're on the shop battle map. We're not actually using the shop battle map. Oh, but your token's already there. So excellent. You can do that. You can click on that token on that map and roll.
Mine should be a 19.
Okay.
Sorry.
19 for you.
And I'm a 7, but I forgot to click on the thing.
Me too. I'm 11. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm adding in some. Let's see.
Ooh, no great. Oh, I guess Thea did well, but no,
He did well.
okay. Just those of us in
the room.
In the room.
I screwed it up too. I rolled a 9.
Okay, well, I will add those in just 1 second. I'm adding in my commoners and other people. Okay, Nova, you got a 7, is that correct?
Yeah.
Nova, 7. Selexa, 11, correct?
Mhm.
And Narash, 9. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, cool. Looks good. So, Thea, you teleported into this room. What's the plan?
Yeah. So I think at first I just want to slow down the guards. Anybody like running towards us, I'm just gonna try to shoot an arrow at their leg.
Do you have your weapons?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nova has it, right? Yeah.
Because
Okay,
but
then I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna make a psychic blade and shoot the leg.
Okay. Yeah. So your intent is to slow down anyone who approaches.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Beautiful. Next up. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. We're not rolling for it. We're just narratively.
Yeah, I think we're just narratively doing it.
Okay.
I don't feel like you're trying to slow down guards from approaching, buying more time, right? So I'm presuming that you're shooting psychic blade to slow people down by stabbing their legs with psionic stuff. What happens when a psionic blade hits a leg?
Well, I think they feel. Well, it's psychic damage, but they'll feel it in their leg, and then there is no blade. They don't see anything. They just feel the pain and see.
They just suddenly develop like a Charlie horse and then muscle death. Is that?
Yeah,
is
but
that
I think they do get like a wound, like a slash.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Okay, yeah. So you're just doing this. You're trying to control the field. I'm gonna put Alexa here. Nova. This is for my own sake more than anything else. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how effective you are this with the roll. Why don't you roll an attack roll to see how effective you are with this? But it's not. This isn't actually to hit. This is more like how good are you at controlling the battlefield with this?
So if I do this with just psychic blade, how would I?
It should be D20 plus your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you are incredibly good at pushing people with these psychic blades and stopping the guards. They're slowing down as a result of this in general. On the other hand, you have 100% been identified as an ally of the assassins. There's no chance of you sneaking away in the crowd at this point. You have thrown yourself readily into danger to protect your friends. Timothy, what are you doing narratively?
Did you say there was a window?
Yes, behind them, a window. Doesn't seem to have latches on it, but one could jump through.
And see through.
And also see through. It has curtains, but yeah. Seems to look out onto the garden. There's a wall past there, but the gardens are expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to also point out that you're sort of in like a middle ground here where you like the guard that is currently groveling to Selexa's glory is the one that can successfully say, yes, you were definitely part of this plan to assassinate the Primarch, right? If he dies or if you slip away, you're still on the edge here. You're not directly guilty yet. I'm not saying that means you should do something in specific.
Okay. here's what Timothy's going to do. Timothy is going to say, "That was for my husband, you fools!" and then break off into a run down the hall.
Like away from everything.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your intent with this blatant lie?
My hope is to throw more confusion into
Mhm.
like who is to blame,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that maybe shifts blame to like a vengeance plot rather than just the Kava as a whole.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Roll a performance check for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So you do this and you start running down the hall, like through this massive humanity. People are like, oh, he killed wait, his husband was cheating on it, and like there's confusion. People are just shouting. The lords and ladies are like aghast, but like you can also tell a little bit excited. Ooh, there might be like this could be something besides an assassination attempt. This could be just a scandal. Ooh, how exciting! You know, um, forbidden love or something maybe. Yeah.
Sorry, let me
Mhm.
rephrase. I can I retcon like threw a name in there?
Sure, go for it.
The name I wanted my husband. I forget. Is it Abdul Kamar or is that the
Yeah.
who died?
Abdul Kamar died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, interesting. So a forbidden love with the Kava. Interesting.
And my hope is that I am drawing people like guards away from this area.
Yes, you're directly throwing yourself into distracting the guards and putting them into different groups. I love it. Yeah, 18. That's 100% successful. So some people are chasing after you. Some people are going the other ways. Thea, you are successfully holding the guards off for now. We'll see how much time you can maintain this degree of psychic energy as the guards continue their progress. So, Alexa, what about you? Sorry.
So
Alexis,
Alexa,
go first.
so Alexa is for the moment she feels like there's a lot of attention on her and Narash, and that kind of feels like maybe for the best for the moment. So because she wants to give Timothy a chance to run away. So she's kind of taking this. She's already taken this terrifying form. She can tell another. Well, actually, the command I think only lasts one round, so I guess she's going to.
You can re-up it though every bonus action, right?
Right. So here's what I think actually that she's going to do. She's going to use a power that she's had since level 1 but never used.
Okay.
Which is so I'm excited about this. She is going to invoke her Fey presence. So using her power from her Archfey patron, she is going to project the fearsome presence of the Fae in a 10-foot cube. She is going to attempt to make all creatures in a 10-foot cube frightened of her.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's roll a couple dice. What's your spell save DC?
I think. Sorry,
better
than
11.
Sorry?
It's better than 11.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely. So there is like terror and fear. What does this visage look like? What are they seeing?
I mean, I think that she is she looks like the archetypal like demonic tiefling kind of, right? Like she's really kind of leaning into like she's normally she's quite short, but she like gets larger, and her she's like glowing like red light. Her eyes are yellow, and they're like piercing out in like beams, and normally she has pupils, but her pupils are like completely covered by the just like the light shining out of her eyes. And she she has this kind of like almost like a bloody halo around her. So she looks like quite demonic in this
I
moment.
love it. I love it.
And then she also will use a another command on she might actually use it on the Primarch, and tell him to grovel. I don't know this. I don't know.
Yeah,
because he also had to save probably from the fear effect. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
Okay, fear is wisdom. 21.
Yeah. Sorry.
And grovel is also wisdom.
Command was both wisdom.
You will use a legendary save to resist that.
Okay.
It's a second legendary save though. That's not good for him. And selects a roll a perception check for free.
7.
Great, awesome. Yeah, lords, ladies, those in between, chaos. I wouldn't call it fleeing. You don't affect everyone in the crowd. It's not like a massive fear spell. It's a 10-foot cube or whatever. But it's certainly those that are afraid are running away, and those that aren't afraid are running the other direction. And like, it's just there's now like I think I'm comfortable saying that the lords and ladies are now under a state of mass confusion. It would take something significant to make the situation less chaotic than it is. As of right now, between Timothy and Celexa, this is about raw chaos among them. The guards are still a little bit more together, but at least among them, it is raw chaos. Narash.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if I can even increase the chaos a little more and create some distraction amongst the guards by casting Conjure Animals, where I believe I can summon 4 1/2 challenge rating beasts. And so I want to summon 4 cockatrices and order them to go out and start engaging the guards.
Okay, so you summon 4 cockatrices.
Yes.
Cool. Let me double check that this meets the criteria. I'm like 99% certain it does, but let's double check this stuff. Ooh, a cockatrice is unfortunately a monstrosity. We need beasts specifically. You want CR 1/2 beasts? We can do that. Give me 1 second. Apes, bears, black bears, clawfoot raptors, crocodiles, fiendish giant spiders, giant goats, giant sea eels, giant seahorses, giant wasps, jaculi, whatever that is, reef shark, swarm of insects, bees, whatever, all sorts of swarms. It's war horses, swarm of rot grubs.
What? So I'm sort of thinking we'll just go with brute force and go with bears, but what are the swarm of insects? 4 swarms of insects would sound rather intense.
We've got beetles, we've got centipedes, we've got swarm of spiders, we've got swarm of wasps.
Are they able to do attacks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do 4 swarms of bees suddenly flooding into.
Yeah, absolutely. Stings flying everywhere. Yeah, so absolutely swarms of bees. Swarms of bees. I'm gonna rule that these are wasps, basically, if that's fine with everyone. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, so we're just gonna add some swarms to this chaos. And you're not specifically looking for them to do damage in any particular way. Your goal is to foment like disruption and chaos, right?
Yeah, I guess so. If I could be this specific, I would say that they should focus on the guards, since I think the nobles are
Oh
already
yeah.
going to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. Cool. That's what I have to say. Cool.
And meanwhile, as I guess my bonus action and movement, I'd like to change myself into a rat.
Okay.
So running out into the main room, sniffing around, trying to find Shadra.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll a perception check for your rat? Yeah. Um, the chaos in this room is high. There's people knocking tables over. There's wasps stabbing people. There's everything is going on in sort of this chaotic way. And Shadra's scent is so weak down here. You're not getting it from here. You could get it somewhere else, but you're just not getting it yet.
Okay, I'm gonna with whatever motion or whatever I have left, I'm gonna head for the last place I saw her, which was upstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So you start making your way up the stairs. Nova.
Sorry,
Oh yeah, go for it.
really quick. I got so caught up in the description in describing the Fey presence earlier, I forgot one thing.
Mm.
So Celexa actually does have her armor and weapon because since she can disguise, she can look however she wants. There was no reason for her not to.
Yeah.
So as an object interaction, can she have given her rapier to Bethany?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Nova. Nephany moves on your turn, by the way. So if you want Nephany to do anything in particular, no.
She's just gonna look at on Nova's turn.
On Nova's turn, yeah.
Great.
I'll probably have Nephany wait until Celexa's turn.
That sounds good.
Make an action then. So I'm thinking I grab all the stuff from this other room. I head into the main room and I'm trying to look around and both see how things are going in this room, but also I'd love to see if I could make a perception check to see if I could see Shadra.
Yeah, sure. Roll a perception check.
Okay. That's a 16.
Do you want to add anything to that?
I don't. I can re-roll. I could do that.
I'm just merely asking because I like to double check sometimes because I know that you have some re-roll stuff.
I don't think I can do it for perception, but I will use my luck point and will re-roll, and maybe it'll be bigger.
Okay.
That's 19 plus 5 is 24.
Wow. Okay. Fine. Succeed. See if I care. Yeah, absolutely. So the grand staircase sort of goes up this way, right? And then there's this balcony up top which goes all the way around. She's sort of on the balcony looking down at the ground staircase, totally the opposite side of the entrance of this grand staircase. You see this lizard folk, looks similar in coloration to Narash, similar swamp affects, and just sort of standing there, sort of peering at things, wearing dark robes. And you see her just sort of look down and trying to see what's going on and seeing what's happening to the Primarch and furrow her scaly brow in thought. And then you see her turn and start to walk away.
What direction is she heading?
Yeah, she's walking towards she's walking away from where you can see. She's almost directly above you, right? If you there's she's looking down over a balcony and you're underneath that balcony a little bit. So she's walking directly away from that. Probably, let's see. From your understanding of the layout of this place, why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
Okay. I'd like to add a D10 to that.
Feel free.
Whoa, that's a 13.
Yeah, from your understanding of this place, either there's two options. There's a balcony, and then there's like a door that leads to the non-party part of the party of the house. Right? There's like a heading upstairs type area.
Okay.
Excellent, beautiful. We'll go back to the top. Thea, you've been holding off the guards from getting into this room. There's a lot of them, though. I don't know how much energy you have to keep this up.
Yeah. I think at this point, I'm gonna throw my blade out the window
Mhm.
and try to appear on the other side.
Yeah, so you throw your psionic blade out the window and try and teleport to the garden. Perfect. Yeah, I love that. So your psionic blade goes straight through the window, no problem. Doesn't break the window, of course. And you appear in the garden. Immediately, you see when you're in the garden, there are guards. They weren't expecting you to come this way, but they're guarding the gates and the front doors, and they see you. And someone shouts something, and like a group of guards start collecting. These ones are less in chaos than the ones inside, because the ones inside are dealing with, you know, you guys and rats and wasps and all sorts of, swarm of bees. Who would have thought? And fear spells and mantles of inspiration and groveling, all that good stuff. But these ones are slightly more organized, and so they see you, and you see them like do some hand symbols and some gestures, and like start. Some are heading your way, and some are like pulling back crossbows and like setting them up to shoot you.
When I see them see me, I think I'm gonna drink my haste potion that I got,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and yeah, I'll be ready to run.
You are so fast. If you want to do something now, you can do something extra now.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm just gonna split, just run.
Yeah, force them to chase after you. I love it. Yeah, let's see. What is your base movement speed?
35.
Okay. With haste, because you are dashing. So you let's see, action to teleport, bonus action to drink the haste potion. Movement is 35. You then get a second action, so it's 70. Awesome. Okay. Yes, you are booking it like the wind. You're not outside range though. So there are crossbow bolts that are shooting towards you. There's no way that the people who are chasing you are going to be able to catch up to you. But you're gonna have to survive a couple rounds of crossbow bolts coming at you.
Okay.
Why don't we do this on your side rather than my side? Why don't you roll a dexterity saving throw?
Okay. 16.
Yeah, so you're able to like effortlessly dodge between the crossbow bolts. Some of them are pretty good archers, but you're able to just dodge between the bolts and jump over them. And I think there's a point literally where like you're moving so fast, and the crossbow bolt is like traveling almost like next to you at the same speed that you're doing, and you can just like reach and pluck it out of the air if you want. Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna grab it.
yeah, magical haste, man. It's a thing. Timothy, you've instilled some chaos with this potential of not being a Kavanian problem, or maybe a Kavanian personal problem. Go for it.
So I am running, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in the house. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big ballroom type place, with a giant staircase going through the middle of it.
Sure. What do I remember of the like the layout of the upstairs, or like from the outside? Do I remember like a lot of windows, balconies?
Let's see what we got here. Okay. Since this is coming up, let's just make a little image here. Okay. So, ground floor first. Ground floor is this is not gonna be to scale. Okay. Okay, these are our little side rooms, right? In general, this is the ground floor stuff. That big one is the kitchen. And then grand doors. And then a big staircase. This is the highest. Nope, other way. I did that backwards. Does it start small and go big? Start big and go small. I don't remember. Whatever. Starts small and goes big. Okay, so it would be like. Grand staircase. Cool. Going up to the second floor. Then we have the second floor. Okay. Whatever. With, let's see. Thank you for your patience as I doodle for you. I know that my doodling is so beautiful. Gets the idea across at least. Okay. So, there we have our second floor, basically, as far as we have explored it. We haven't explored it a lot right now. So the second floor, it's got this grand staircase going up through the middle of it, right? The dark spot there is the hole that people from the top can look down at the people on the bottom, and all that good stuff. It might be a little bigger than that, actually. It probably is. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Not too concerned. The round thing is a balcony that allows people to go out and enjoy the night air and have a drink and look out on the world around you. The small little door here is the door that Shadra probably went through on the top floor. But there are other side doors up there as well. Again, assignation rooms, as well as there's an upstairs sort of addendum to the kitchen. It's like a smaller kitchen but for expanding the kitchen staff's ability to easily serve upstairs or reheat food upstairs if they need to, or things like that as well. That give you a basic image of where you're at?
Sure.
Great.
And final question, sorry. From our adventures underneath the manor, the secret staircase popped out into the kitchen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to continue to lead the guards on a goose chase, and I'm going to run into the kitchen.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so this is like a speed test for you. Yeah, why don't you roll athletics, and if you fail, you'll need to roll a dexterity saving throw or be grabbed.
Okay.
Anything you can add to that?
I can spend a point of luck.
It's entirely up to you. I'm always just liking to check.
I will. I will go ahead and do so, and we'll see which one's higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, absolutely. Well, that's very good for you because 15 was the DC. So that worked out great for you. Yeah, so guards are like trying to grab you, but you are just like a little bit too fast for them. You have a little bit more endurance. You're probably just a little bit more used to fishing, and for long periods of time. And so you just you make it to the kitchen, running your way to the kitchen as like guards are like shouting, "Get him! Chase him! Grab him! What did he say about Abdul Kumar?" So there's just chaos going on from your perspective. The guards continue to chase you. Celexa, what do you want to have happen here? And Nova, think about nothing, but you can follow.
Yeah. So there's already a lot going on. Guards are chasing Timothy. There are swarms of wasps, right, that are also kind of attacking them. So Celexa is, projecting her terrifying presence, and I think her intention is to just try and convince as many guards. Oh, and of course, Thea is like giving the most vicious Charlie horses ever.
Yeah. Well,
And
seeing herself. She's actually teleported away, right?
oh, right, and ran away. Yeah.
And has a
I think-
different slew of guards. She's essentially pulled off guards from the front gate, so the front gate is now like slightly unguarded.
My hope is to convince as many of the guards who are still here as possible that this is above their pay grade.
Yeah.
And so two things happen. One is I think she casts thaumaturgy and makes her voice boom throughout throughout the room. It like almost like shakes shakes the room, and she says, "All shall love me and despair." And she
appreciate the reference.
and Kumi is also going to like invisibly flutter out and so how big is the room that we're in again?
20 by 20.
Okay, so actually this is fine, especially with Thea gone. Kumi is going to toss a card from the deck, from the deck of illusions into the corner next to Celexa.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You want to draw that card?
Sure. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go.
Oh, do you have did I give you cards?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't quite remember how to.
There should be some on the table now. You should be able to just draw them.
Some on. Oh, right. I see.
I've now added them. Sorry.
Draw one card. That was a Jack of Clubs.
Jack of Clubs. Jack of Clubs. A Berserker. Is my understanding. Perfect. I'm gonna hide.
Is that a kind of barbarian?
Yes, some sort of barbarian. Do you want to describe what this barbarian looks like from your perspective? How you make him look?
Sure. Well, can it be also another tiefling barbarian?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And just like a super like hulked out like with exactly with just like giant bull horns and wielding a like a really vicious looking axe with like lots of like extra like spikes and things like coming off of it, right? And it's maybe like all black, and he's got like literally like foam like coming out of his mouth, like it's just like foam and drool and specks everywhere, and
of course. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, normally I'd have you roll an intimidation at advantage here, but I feel like you have enhance ability. You've got mantle of whatever the fear, the glamour, your glamour thing. You've got a berserker from the tiefling homeland. You've got thaumaturgy going. You've got all these things. This is a success, right? People are scared. This chaos has like just people are now fleeing. There's things going in every direction. The guards aren't like out of it, but they're definitely not getting closer, right? You've got room here to maneuver if you need room to do something in particular.
Well, I think that was my action for the turn. So I think I'm going to take my bonus action. I'm going to target the Primarch again with a command and say and tell him to grovel.
Interesting. Yeah. Roll a perception check.
13.
Yeah. So you're casting a spell. You're trying to make the Primarch grovel, and like he's not responding.
Hmm.
He's just
Okay.
seems to be there bleeding out
Okay.
on the ground. And he sort of just looks at you and kind of lolls his head and lands down.
Okay.
Nephany.
I think Nephany would stand up and like move herself probably like in front of Celexa to protect her.
Yeah, protective Nephany move. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who comes close to the demon creature behind me that will eat your soul will have to face my rapier first. Yeah, of course. Perfect. I love it. Narash the rat, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm if I've reached upstairs, I'm sniffing around find um to find my sister. What's her name?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah.
You have advantage on this. You get a whiff of your sister. She's walking through a door on the side of the upstairs area. She's actually, it's not even, sorry, it's got a little sign on it that says this is not a party area. Keep out. You know,
Okay.
politely worded. You don't want to piss off the nobles. You know.
I'm gonna run over to that room, still as a rat, and see if I can get a glance to see if to get a lay of the room and see if she's the only one in it.
Yeah. So the door actually opens to a hallway. And as you walk in there, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, you feel as a spell is cast upon you, but you shake it off. Someone tried to paralyze you in place. And you see your sister standing in the hallway, pointing a finger at the rat. That is you.
Okay. I am going to shift back to my normal form and immediately cast Geas, if that's how it's pronounced.
Geas, yeah. Excellent. Okay, yeah. Okay. What is your spell save DC?
Sorry, where do I find that?
Under spells. Yeah, under spells, in the top of it.
17.
Excellent. That's the key number. Well, Druid v. Druid. Let's see how this goes. Oh.
The big throwdown.
So she successfully saves.
Oh, Geas.
And I'm gonna pull us out of initiative for a second to have this conversation. There's still stuff going on downstairs, but is anyone specifically headed for or targeting this conversation? Nova? Yeah. Okay. Nova we'll bring you into the conversation partway through, but I'm gonna give him just a second to talk because I think it's a cool dramatic moment. What are you doing here, brother?
How could you, sister? For our planet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. How else would the citrine algae have made it to this planet? We know you're working for
brought it here.
Yes, that's what I mean. How could you do this?
For our planet.
Yes, it was really helpful for our planet to become occupied by the Empire.
The planet was already going to be occupied by the Empire. What I am doing is figuring out how to fight back.
There's a whole council of elders who get to decide these things, not one
They
person.
are wrong.
How do you know?
Because I know. We will be choked out and die slowly if we followed their advice. They would have us sit on our asses and do what the Empire pleases.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of every single day when you were 8 and I was 4, and you'd be like, I know what's right and you don't, so just listen to me. That's nonsense. The entire council says we need to keep using the citrine algae and work with our allies.
And if the entire council told you to sacrifice your life to some unknown reason and unknown cause, would you do that too?
Well, here I am.
The goody two-shoes like always.
The know-it-all like always.
Go home. Get new instructions.
Go home.
Get out of here.
Look, I'm an adult.
I don't want to hurt you, but I will.
Well, I'm all grown up now, and I know what's best for the planet, and you don't. Now, look, this Primarch that you're working with, I assume you're working with him because we found the citrine algae downstairs in some dingy, disgusting lab. Is that what you want for our best natural resource? Now he's laying down there in a pool of blood. This planet is turning into chaos.
And your point?
What do you think
planet
you're
is
going to
not
accomplish?
chaos. It is subjected.
Well, what's your plan, Miss Smarty Pants?
Looks at you. And you see a look that you, but probably no one else in the world, would identify as a smile and one of confidence too.
All right, well, convince me.
And I think I want you to roll a persuasion check.
Not a naturally persuasive person.
True.
10.
Her lip curls up, and the door to this hallway slams open behind you, and Nova enters.
What'd I miss?
Just my sister acting like a dork. Sorry, we were talking about the future of both this planet and my own. And I think she was about to tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I'm being rude. Rada, this is Nova.
No, Nova says, oh, sorry. Nova starts pulling on her armor. So nice to meet you.
Shadra rolls her eyes.
Oh my God.
And says, Narash, I have no desire to fight with you, and but I am not going back to the planet. I have need of the citrine algae, and I will be making good use of it. You can either trust me or not. If you choose not to trust me, this is unfortunately the last friendly conversation we're going to have. Leave. And she just turns and starts walking away.
Oh, you're so irritating.
And you're so naive.
And I'm going to turn into an air elemental and attack her.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Cool. There are some stats for you if you need them. What is her response to that going to be? Hold on one second. Sorry, I just need to figure out what her response is going to be. From looking at some stuff. Pardon me, everyone. Okay, yeah. Why don't you roll your attacks?
Okay. I'm going to attack her with the whirlwind, where I'm going to try to fling her
Mm-hmm.
towards the wall near Nova,
Mm-hmm.
in the hope that we can subdue her.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm kind of new to this. How do I make this attack?
Oh, I didn't even look at it. Sorry. This is a whirlwind attack. Cool. So I need to make a strength saving throw. So you do nothing. I do something instead. You tell me what the DC is.
DC 13 strength saving throw.
Well, I'm unlikely to succeed. I get a 3. Excellent. So you can roll that damage if you want.
+2, yeah.
Beautiful. Cool. So you physically slam her violently into the wall, and she rams into the wall near Nova. Nova, what's your response to this?
And she's knocked prone as well.
Yeah.
I would like to grapple her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Try to restrain her.
Yeah. That's fine by me.
Okay.
Roll an athletics check for me.
And I'm gonna use my new restraining strike.
Okay.
Which means that I attack her first, and then I do a bonus action to grapple her.
Sounds good. Do it.
So I will attack her first and see how everyone feels about that.
Yeah. Sounds
okay.
good.
And I think I programmed this right.
Mm-hmm.
Should be +2 to attack and damage, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
That hits.
Whew.
Yeah. Cool. And then damage, I guess.
Yeah, roll that damage.
16 damage.
Nice.
And
then additional damage from grappling or from the grapple strike?
And then for the restraining strike, I do an athletics check plus a superiority die.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Right.
My odds of success are very low, but I will.
That's a 16 plus a 6 is a 22.
Okay, I would need a nat 20. I get another 4. I am restrained by you.
Okay.
Cover her mouth.
I try to cover her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Oh God. Yeah. Okay, so you're grappling her. Can you describe how you have her grappled for me?
I would like to have like barrel hug her while trying to hold her mouth, like her lizard mouth closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're trying to hold her lizard mouth closed while hugging her. Yeah, absolutely. Suddenly, like, her weight increases 100-fold. And like she seems to be like suddenly she's like a drag on you, and you feel like it is sinking into the ground beneath you. Her feet, suddenly you look down and they've actually formed into the floor below her, and she's like sinking down into the floor.
Narash, do you know what this is?
Narash is an air elemental and can't speak.
I go like this.
I let go of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. She sinks into the ground and seems to disappear from sight.
I don't know if it's still Nova's.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna keep my form where I have wildly fast movement, and I'm going to float back down towards the second floor.
Mhm.
Not actively looking to engage in battle, but just to see if I can find her.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's check on the scene on the second floor. We've still got Celexa and Timothy there. What are you guys doing?
So Alexa is going to pull she's going to pull Nephany into a corner,
Mhm.
and she's going to toot an evil sounding interval on the pipes
Mhm.
and cast fairy fire in the rest of the room.
Okay. Yeah. So the whole room is illuminated with fairy fire, and perfect. Yeah, you see an outline in fairy lights of a very weird shape, perhaps a shape you have not seen before. It is many-legged. Seems like it has 6 legs on the ground. The legs come down to large round points. And then above it, you see sort of almost looks like the shape of a scorpion body, but then the front of it is this long extended neck. And I think fairy fire just lands in the creature's mouth, and you see as like this collection of fairy dust turns into this twisted and horrifying smile.
Oh shit. What does Nephany do?
Um oh god, that's an excellent question. Nephany immediately has a panic attack. She starts hyperventilating and like tries to like get you, get out of here, get us out of here, please, get me out of here, get me out of here. You've never seen Nephany panic before.
Okay, well, when as soon as I have another action available,
Yeah, go for it.
Celexa will grab Nephany and cast Dimension Door.
Absolutely. Timothy, what about you? What are you doing?
I believe I am running through the kitchen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
throw open the doors of the kitchen. There's chaos inside the kitchen. I think we see our host is like cleaning out the oven. You know, in this gorgeous ball gown dress that she's wearing with this again cursed necklace around her neck. She's busy cleaning out the oven right now.
You're the host. The oven can wait. Please tell these fine gentlemen chasing me that they need to stop for dessert.
Of course, I will provide dessert for them right away. And she like pulls herself out of the oven. She looks like, you see that like her makeup is running down her face, and she's like trying to smile, but she's like, it's like a twisted smile. She's like deeply uncomfortable at everything. She's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. She's like trying to scrub with one arm, and she's, hello guys, you can stop for cake first. Cake, please. You don't need to grab him. Cake. And she's like crying, and like clearly in pain over everything that's going on around her now. Yeah, absolutely. You're trying to escape through the secret door or through the catacombs downstairs, or
yeah, I'm hoping that the secret staircase is still a secret staircase, and I'm going to like just jump through where I thought it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you keep running and make your way downstairs, past the alchemy lab, past the alligators, into the secret staircase, and jump through it. And you know that it's an illusion, so you have no trouble jumping through it. I think the real thing I want is a dexterity saving throw to see how if anyone is able to keep up with you. What did we get? 17. Yeah, no problem. You are in good shape. And make your way out. And I think with that, Thea, you are hasted and can escape. Timothy, you found an illusion to escape through. Celexa and Nephany, you dimensioned doored out to somewhere that people didn't know you were. The three of you have successfully escaped, unless you've got something more you want to do. I've got to reposition myself again because of shared living spaces. I'll be back in a second.
This is some serious Mission Impossible shit.
Yeah.
What a great party.
So much to talk about this
gotta,
part.
gotta thank the host, I think.
Yeah.
The canopies are great, but the wasp swarm.
Yeah, I'm sure all these socialites will go home and just tell everyone what the buzz is around town.
Yeah, right.
Hey, back. Sorry about that.
So
Yeah, go for it. Slick.
for what it's worth, I think Celexa and Nethany are going to appear next to the statue.
The statue of interesting. Okay. What is your goal?
One of our secondary goals had been to investigate that further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And I know that would be kind of on the way out as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So
sorry, when you said statue, you mean the painting, not the statue above the gold room, but the painting of Illumina Starborn.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly, the painting.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Excellent. So you're actually teleporting not away, but deeper into the place, but not a place that people are looking right now. Excellent. Cool. I love it. Cool. Let's check upstairs with Nova and Narash.
Well, I had made a beeline for the, no pun intended, for the back downstairs to see if I could see where Shadra had fallen through the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. So making it back outside, the whole place is just chaos. There's overturned tables everywhere. There's guards that are bloody. People have been stabbed. There's bees. Someone is swollen quite heavily from a wasp sting that turns out they were allergic to them. Like everything is just like chaotic beyond belief. You don't see Shadra anywhere.
And I assume I was too late to see where any of our companions have gone.
Yeah, definitely. Especially considering how many people teleported out. You might see a trail of guards charging through the kitchen. But you don't know if that has anything to do with one of your people or not. So
Nova, did you come with me?
I think Nova would like stand for a second staring at the floor and then follow.
Yeah, sounds good.
I just saw a bunch of guards run into the kitchen. I don't know if they're chasing one of ours. Should we get out of here? I don't see Shadra, and it might be too late to find her.
Yeah, front door?
Works for me.
Or you could jump off the balcony like a boss.
Doesn't that just take us down to the we're on the second floor?
Sorry, not the balcony, the overhang out the front where people drink champagne while staring out at the night sky if they want to.
How much fall damage would that be?
Let's see.
Can I carry her as an elemental? Of
course you can. Yeah. So none, because you have an air elemental to help carry you down like a boss.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Right. So we charge out the front door of the top area, and there's like an overhang, and again, it's normally like a place for people to sort of look at the stars, maybe some music, blah blah, that sort of thing. And you just jump over and land in front of this building. Guards are like confused. There's an air elemental there carrying a powerful woman wearing armor and a weaponry. Yeah, I think with that, you guys escape as well. So everyone has escaped except for Celexa and Nethany, who are deeper inside this place, looking at a painting that there was a desire to investigate. Celexa, you see a painting before you of Illumina Starborn. It is so lifelike that you almost expect her to breathe.
Celexa is going to She remembers the last time that she talked with her patron, and she is going to call on the power that her patron gave her to like dispel any kind of like illusion magic, I think it was.
Yeah, specifically.
So she wants to see if there's anything that's being concealed.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the most privileged rich person bullshit ever, but there is an illusion in the room. It hides the janitorial closet. Which has like in addition to sort of janitorial supplies, it has like art cleaning supplies as well.
Okay, but nothing changes with the painting itself.
The painting itself is still just a painting.
Celexa is going to touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a painting, but as you touch it, nervousness sort of seeps out of you and calmness comes in. You feel just like a pleasant, warm feeling. And it's kind of you immediately start thinking about your grandmother. Your great grandmother? Your grandmother? I forgot.
Great grandmother. Yeah.
Your great grandmother. Yeah, you immediately start thinking about your great grandmother. And you almost feel as if she's there with you, smiling. Neffany is still in the back of the room having like
Neffany, can you come here for a moment? Come here.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check. You still have your thing up. Elemental affinity, or sorry, enhanceability if you have it up.
No, that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looks at you and like you see like through the panic in her eyes, like recognition of you, and she sort of unsteadily gets to her feet and walks toward you.
I'm going to take her hand and put her hand on the painting.
Yeah, she almost recoils at your touch a little bit, but you take it and you put it on the painting, and you see her breathing slow.
I need you, Neffany. I need you to be here so we can keep each other safe.
Hi, I'm here. Yes, here.
We'll get out of here with each other's help.
I'm okay.
We can talk about the rest later.
Later. Good. It's good.
Yeah. The painting is very large, right? You said it's like 8 feet tall or something.
Yeah, it's 8 feet by 8 feet. It's a square. And it's a large portrait style painting. Yeah, roll a history check for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you're relatively well educated in these sorts of things. It's in the style that you would think of as mid imperial, which makes it seem very dated in some ways. Obviously, the painting is more recent than this, but the style of painting, like predates Illumina Starborn by about 600 years.
Mm.
It's a little bit like if we saw a portrait of like a portrait of Nika, but done in the style of like the Baroque, done in a Baroque style.
Mm. Wow, actually, I totally want a Baroque painting of myself. That sounds great.
Right? Seriously, I'm totally with you. Sorry.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
is. I will just add. It is like right now, as far as you know, it is just a painting. It's not like a statue that would be difficult to move, or it's just a painting in a frame. So.
Okay. So Alexa is going to tell Nethany, okay, can you help me get this off the wall?
Yes. Yes. And she like goes and grabs it, and she pulls it off the wall a little bit and looks behind it just to sort of see what sort of the hook thing is. There's just a long wire behind it hung upon several hooks.
Okay.
And she looks at you and she says, it's big. Could you grab the other side? It's not heavy, but awkward. And so the two of you lift it up, and it has that awkward moment where it's like caught on one of the hooks a little bit, and you finagle it and pull it off.
Okay. So Alexa is going to say, okay, we've got to it's time to get out of here. And she's going to cast invisibility at 3rd level while we're both holding the painting.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're both covered by invisibility spells. Kumi, of course, is always invisible, and the painting goes invisible as well.
Okay, and then we're gonna.
I think at this point, at this point, you hear, he must have gone that way. Check over there, blah, 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 blah. Because they're running down the hall right next to where you guys found the painting, chasing Timothy. Timothy's long gone, but but you can hear the search party looking for him.
Okay, we're gonna wait for the noise to die down, and then
it doesn't take long. They're in a rush, so it dies down about in 2 minutes.
Cool. I think what actually makes sense in this case, I'm assuming the guard. Well, let's see. What kind of noise do we hear from in the kitchen? Does it sound like there's still a lot of stuff going on or have people fled?
Yeah, roll a perception check. Yeah, it's pretty quiet in the kitchen. It's not the sound of people who have fled. It's the sound of people who are like, well, we were paid to entertain guests, and there are no more guests anymore, and not really certain what we're supposed to do with our lives. It's the quiet of like employees being like, we don't have a task to do, more than anything else. Nothing really hit the kitchen beyond Timothy and the guards.
Okay.
So.
Is the door open or closed? Did the guards close the door behind them?
No.
Okay. In that case, I think I'm gonna start steering us out into the kitchen and see if we can get out that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Neffany has normally a +3 on these stealth checks. She's invisible, so that would give her advantage, but she's also wearing armor.
She's not wearing armor though.
Oh, she's not wearing armor. You're right. Okay, yeah. Okay, so so you both roll stealth check at advantage.
Okay. 13 for me.
17 for Neffany. Yeah, the painting is awkward. You kind of have to be very careful whenever you get to doors, because it's like you have to angle it to go through the doors, and it's difficult to balance. So I think at one point you're pulling it through the door, and like the back end of the painting just sort of hits a frame of wood. And someone sort of looks up and starts looking around. It's an employee. They're not a chef. They're a waiter, but they're just sort of sitting on the ground and they're sort of looking around, trying to see you or see something. What made that noise?
Yeah, my hope is that um, I'm assuming everybody's kind of on edge, so like
Mhm.
minor noises are going to freak people out, but also that they're also in the grand scheme of what's happened today, not a huge um not like as much of a huge deal.
Mhm.
I think that Celexa is going to cast she's going to cast minor illusion.
Mhm.
So she just needs to take her hand off the painting for a moment to do that.
Mhm.
And it causes and she is going to uh, cause a scream to be heard from down the hall in the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So the person just like turns away from you and looks in the screen, and people just start standing and like getting their stuff together, and everyone just starts moving that way, giving you a clear opening towards the side exit.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah, perfect. So you make way to the side exit, and yeah, you see that there are like clusters of guards like searching the ground. Someone has sort of organized them, and they're like swatting at leaves and trying to kill bees and wasps and trying to decrease things. But basically, things have quieted down. Right, it's been 2 minutes since anything serious happened, and so the response is like, I guess we do searches now to see if we can find any evidence of any of this stuff. And with that, you guys casually and successfully walk out of the front of the estate,
Carrying an 8-foot painting.
carrying an 8-foot painting while invisible. Excellent. I think we reconvene at Masha's that evening. Is that appropriate? And I think that's where we should call today's episode. Though Masha is rushing out the door, and I think Timothy, I think she sees you as she's rushing out the door, and she says, "Timothy,
Oh, yes. Hello.
can you carry things?"
Yes, often.
And she hands you a large bucket and says, "You're running an errand with me."
Okay.
And
Won't involve more drugs, though, will it?
A friend of a friend has apparently been poisoned, and I'm going to heal them.
Oh, I think I know where this is leading. All right, go ahead.
And yeah, and so she leads you away. And beautiful. There we go. Let's call that a day. Round of applause, everyone. That was some pretty impressive teamwork and collaboration and going in your own directions and pushing each other in different ways. That was fun. I hope you all had a good time. Let's hand out some EXP. Wow, you have currently 0 experience points. Okay. Let's do this thing. Nova.
Okay. Well, I think I kind of threw myself into danger to help with Shadra.
I agree.
I think there was another point where I definitely didn't, but I did it at least once.
Yeah, you did it once. I think that's totally appropriate.
Okay. And then I attempted to assist Narash and Celexa, whether that be distraction or protection. So I think that's completed.
Yep, I agree.
And then
high experience point session, I think.
I don't think I ended up checking on Thea. I think that worked itself out, so I don't think I got a point for that.
Yeah, I agree. I was hoping there was a chance for you to, but it didn't happen. It could have been something different. Maybe you would have seen something. I wonder what you would have seen had you gone up there.
I don't know. I think it was kind of like, well, where's Thea? But I gotta do the thing with Narash and Celexa. But I don't know.
Where was Thea?
It didn't work out.
Who is Thea? What is Thea? Fair enough.
What is a Thea, anyways?
What is a Thea, anyway? Celexa, what about you? How'd you do?
Okay, guiding light. Proving that she has her own worth beyond just being important by birth. Well, she she helped her friends and was worshipped as a terrifying demon goddess.
Yeah.
So I think that probably counts.
Mm-hmm.
Belief number 1, convincing Narash that he can trust her. I think that I have to pass this to Narash to see how is Narash feeling about their work together.
Definitely much better after tonight. I think you covered for me when I had some verbal stumbles, and you were, very much the glue in the situation. So I feel much more inclined to trust you now.
We'll call it a success then.
Success. All right. And then belief 2, seeing the mission through and relieving Nova of her curse. Is that a success?
That is a success. Nova, you are relieved of your curse.
This was my first ever 5-point session.
There you go. Congratulations. 5 points it is. Take it. Be proud. I love it. John, how'd Timothy do?
Did I jeopardize myself or the mission to save even one life? I feel like leading guards away, I threw myself into danger.
Strongly agree.
Worried about Mela stepwise once the party's over. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I'll give you a working towards.
Okay, working towards. We saw that last little scene, and then
I handed that one to you admittedly, but yeah.
Thank you. Belief number 2. Last time we went to a party, he royally messed things up, so he'll get his hands dirty and help the team with the brain plot.
Yeah. Do you feel like this was? Do you feel like? Does the party in general feel like this mission was more or less successful? Then I want to give you full points for that. Right? You didn't screw it up. You didn't change the course of the story for everyone with your own moral quest. You jumped in and helped and did your part.
Right.
It's sort of a workhorse belief rather than like a power belief. But I'm gonna give you full points for that. Cool. Narash, how'd you do?
Yeah, so I think for my guiding light, it was a successful evening. I was part of the ensemble drama that was this whole party, and that's part of my whole team player building collaboration thing. So that's good. Belief 1, I'm not sure I came through with it at all. I said Narash's goal is to capture or kill her, regardless the outcome of the Primarch. We'll do everything he can to entice her to change her course or capture her. Well, really, none of that happened. So
I'm going to give you 1 point for working towards it. You certainly chased after her and spoke with her and tried to talk her into it. It just wasn't successful. And then she escaped because of powerful magics.
Right.
But so 1 point. Yeah.
Okay. And then belief 2, Narash is concerned for the full team and will make sure all of his companions are safe if things go sideways. I mean, I would call that a success. I helped with the distractions, with the wasps. I helped, carry Nova out, although I'm not sure if that was saving her, but that
it was more making her even more awesome than people already think she is.
Right. So I would call that a success.
Yeah, absolutely. And Thea.
So my guiding light to get closer to the team, I think maybe a little bit, because I threw myself into that room when
you were free and clear and decided to teleport yourself into danger to protect people and started like Charlie horsing your opponents to to do so. Yeah.
Very cool. Belief 1 was to help Nova with the curse. I mean, that was like a long game kind of thing. Today I didn't really do much to help with it, but
no, but you've done it over in the past, and I'm gonna give you the 2 points there. I think anyone who had a Nova curse belief is resolved at this point for 2 points. We've been working on it for 7 episodes, 8 episodes, so yeah.
Yeah. And then belief 2, I wanted to find the person who gave me drugs, but that didn't happen.
No, it did not. Still, all in all, 19 points this session, team. That's a pretty high point session. Is that your highest? Nope, we've got a 20. Okay, it is your second highest. I'm calling that pretty impressive. There you go, team. That's spectacular. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. those of you who are watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the show and were entertained by our mouth sounds. And go live good and happy lives. Please take care of each other. And don't forget that the most important thing that I can possibly tell you is don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye, everyone.